what just happened. I honestly don't know what just happened. Some weird shit. And Owen apparently knows television. Holy shit.
It's the only points I got.
Well, I noticed the Tex beat most of our asses, I think.
Yeah. that that went all over the place.
I've got lots to say. Um, Now, with the Globes, I hated life at the beginning. And then I got a nice little 1-2 punch at the end. Tonight, on and off, pretty much hated life throughout the entire show with a couple of surprises out of nowhere. I got some big points that I was not thinking I was going to get. And there's a lot of wins that I didn't go for that I'm extremely happy about. I'm sure all of us can agree with.
It's like I was saying, I was watching the red carpet before it started, and they gave, when they were interviewing Ryan Johnson, they gave out ensemble and comedy right there on the spot to him. And my first thought was, oh, Owen's probably going to have a good night then, because you were the only one that said Glass Onion and comedy for us.
No.
Well,
No, have a good night.
It wasn't a terrible. If we're talking predictions, it wasn't terrible night for you. As far as things that you like or don't like, you kind of had a rough time.
This night sucked. Let this be the last night that I have to deal with this garbage.
Oh, I don't know.
Because if this continues the way it is with a couple of these things, a couple of them I have just accepted as going to be a thing that I can't do anything about. I can't do anything about Blanchett or Yo, and I can't do anything about Quan. But hopefully I can do something about other things. But, well, I'm tired of these award shows. I'm tired. I'm old. I'm sick. You obviously know what I'm wearing for obvious reasons. And I hate these movies that feel like they're made by children. I'm done with this. It's just starting and I'm already burnt out because I don't think it's going to get any better for me. Especially if we're 2 shows in and my movies are not doing as well as they should. And now we got a damned movie that's from another country that's going to come in and swoop in and take all the nominations on Oscar morning that AJ's been predicting since day one. And I can't do anything about that either.
It still remains to be seen.
I did my predictions today. We'll get there. Hi. My name may not be Phil, but I have so much in common with CM Punk. You're not surprised. Things I'm not going into, but we have a lot in common. That's your cold open, ladies and gentlemen. About as cold as this show was. My name is Owen. I'm here, I guess. Joining me is Ashley.
Yeah.
And of course, as always, we have AJ.
I thought there was quite a bit of warmth in this show, surprisingly, but I know where you're coming from.
Yes, you do. And if you don't, I really don't care.
Well,
I'm not that in the season now.
I meant to mention this earlier, and I can mention it now. You do not want Everything Everywhere All at Once to succeed.
No, I don't at all.
So our plan was, since I'm the bad luck guy, whenever I fall in love with a movie that starts as a front runner, when I'm late to the party to a movie, it starts to suddenly do poorly.
Well, so the critics, I probably shouldn't have thought it was going to be anything else.
Yeah, so the plan was to hope that I fall in love with Everything Everywhere All at Once
Yes.
at some point in this season and kill it with my bad luck.
That would have been the great thing.
But here's another thing that could be in your favor. If Everything Everywhere All at Once wins everything, and if it goes on and like wins Best Picture at the Oscars, everybody's going to come out of the woodwork and it's suddenly going to be overrated. So I feel like either way, you might win out.
Either way, I lose.
I feel like the only movie that's been mostly immune to winning everything and people not immediately turning on it is Parasite.
I agree. I don't know anybody who Parasite.
Usually, lately, when you win Best Picture, it's suddenly, I think that movie's actually really overrated, and everybody jumps on that bandwagon, and then that's what that movie is forever. And the movie that lost Best Picture is always the one that's held in high regard as the thing that should have won. Which might in future years be Banshees potentially.
Yeah.
See, I feel like even if Everything Everywhere All at Once wins everything, people will probably start turning on it after the fact. So you might have that in favor.
That's great and all, but if that happens on Oscar Sunday, I'm not doing the show. I'm not kidding.
All I'm saying is you might have to.
I'm just not going to do the show because all it's going to be is negativity, and I'm going to be negative as hell until we get to Oscar Sunday. I don't want to necessarily end the season as negative as I want to be right now.
Though keep in mind, it's been a long time since a movie dominated the Oscars. I feel like the most a movie has won for a while is like 4.
I mean, it's not going to win a lot of the tech awards. I know that. It's probably going to win next to any tech awards. You got Quan, which is a guarantee. You've got, Yo can be beat, but not by the right person. So, I mean, I'm still angry either way.
I meant to ask you this earlier. Who do you prefer between Yo and Blanchett? I think I know the answer, but
Blanchett.
Yeah.
I hate the movie, but I dislike Tar. I hate Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah. When we talked after we'd both seen Tar, you sounded at first like you were just indifferent to Tar. Has it grown to hatred or?
It's not hatred. It's extreme dislike. She got the mute button treatment tonight, just like everybody else did. And I hate having to be this negative, especially 2 shows into the season. But this continues, man. I don't know. I'll be Danny Glover in cop movies. Like my paraphrase punk line from the beginning of the show tonight.
Yeah, given that's what Spielberg and Banshees won the Globe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
at least the Globes had the guts to actually give Banshees something.
Yeah, so it seems like the thing you're only really struggling with is the acting awards, pretty much. As far as like an in total dislike. I will say, to be honest, when we were doing our prediction video for this show, I said that I would be shocked if Bassett won again. And
why is this continuing?
I'm honestly not sure.
Is it seriously people are just doing it because of Chadwick? Honestly, at this point,
know
because that's the narrative I'm getting now.
Well, here's the thing: is I would have chalked it up to Bassett having such a veteran status, but you could say the same thing about Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
So the whole Bassett winning because we are under the impression, right? There's no way the Critics' Choice would have been able to copy the Globes. Surely Critics' Choice voting was done by the time the Globes happened, I would think.
way done.
So it's very interesting. I guess really, both with Bassett and with the TV categories, how much they lined up with the Globes was surprising. Because you were the only one that said Jeremy Allen White for this one.
You're right.
I thought they wouldn't line up with the Globes as much as they did.
I think I kind of like took less game. I went a lot safer on television. And with movies, I just kind of was like, well, this is what I want to win. Like going against the overrated animated video game movie and picking Batman instead. That was more of a spite thing. I won't lie. I knew I was going to lose that point, but it was worth it. Just so I could say Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I think we lost everybody.
Well, no, we're here.
Yep,
It's
we
just
are
you
definitely
apparently
paused.
frozen.
I don't know how long we're going to be paused.
Okay. I mean, I'm here. Oh, hold on.
There we go.
I never region blocked. Even though that shouldn't be a factor. Or is it? That's green bars now, so.
Something happened.
Can we do
Clearly something happened, but
Yeah.
a damn show that doesn't have technical difficulties, please? Seriously.
so that wasn't just me then.
Seriously, I don't even. This crap never happened before. I miss Google Hangouts. Why can't we bring that back? That was a huge fail, losing it. Ashley, do you remember the last thing that actually people heard?
They heard everything. It's just
Okay,
you
just making sure.
froze. And then I realised I didn't change the, I
Region.
didn't lock the region to east, but it seemed like it even fixed itself before then, so.
Okay.
I was getting ready to go into my Bassett confusion.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, at the Globes, it seemed really random.
Yeah.
And so, it's the same thing where if, like, Carrie Condon had won a Globe or Jamie Lee Curtis had won a Globe, if Angela Bassett won Critics' Choice, I still would have been saying, wow, that's really random.
Yeah.
And I honestly am not sure because the Postman theory seems like a stretch to me. I don't know. That's a pretty vague I mean, obviously she's playing his mom and there's a connection that, but I mean, as far as her winning awards, I don't really see the Bozeman connection.
But what is it? Because even yourself said that it's not enough to be as impactful as it could be.
Yeah, it's a movie that's almost 3 hours and she has 2 big scenes. And those 2 big scenes are almost her only scenes. And so the only thing I can think of is if people think she's overdue, I guess. Because unlike Jamie Lee Curtis, she is a previous Oscar nominee with What's Love Got to Do with It, but I don't know. And I'm not saying that she's not like great in those scenes because she obviously is, but I mean, it just seems really random and weird to me that that's where we're headed so far. And the fact that I would have thought, oh, this is just a weird thing that these are doing, but that'll change with the industry awards. But Black Panther getting in at PGA was probably a really good sign for her. But like I said, I don't really know. I'm a little confused where it's coming from.
I mean,
because actually, you could say the same thing about Jamie Lee Curtis about barely being in the movie. It feels like. So this whole without Carrie Condon sweeping, it's just kind of weird in general what's happening in this category.
Well, Bassett's not going to win BAFTA.
I don't think so.
And she might have more of a battle on her hands at SAG.
Yeah, if she wins SAG, I feel like it's definitely over.
Yeah.
Well, if Carrie Condon wins BAFTA, there will be a race. But it's weird how Black Panther's kind of coming in at the last second. because it really did not make an impact. It felt like when it was out.
As long as it doesn't get in a picture, I don't care.
Part of me feels that Angela is getting the Viola Davis effect at SAG, and she because she's nominated, she's winning no matter what. Like how
But
I
why?
think Viola Davis is gonna win because the actors like him.
But she's not, because I'd much rather have Viola Davis be sweeping Best Actress right now, because that's much more deserved.
Yeah, but Viola Davis has won for stuff where arguably she hasn't been a great performance, but she's still got SAG because they respect her. That's always the problem with SAG. If you have the people that are just like, I'm voting for them because I like them, rather than actually the performance. I'm honestly thinking Bassett might be taking SAG.
I hope not. Give us a race, please. I'm sick of it. See, that's the thing. It seems like every year the acting categories become boring because they're the same 6 people. Well, 4 people.
What's really funny too is even Viola Davis being in the race as prominently as she is kind of confusing to me because I felt like Tuso and Beidou was like kind of the front and center of the Woman King,
I agree.
even more so. So I'm just kind of generally confused this season, I guess.
There's a lot of category fraud this year.
Yeah, in both directions.
100%. All right, before we get started. Hi, chat. You know that I ran a lot. Gonna continue. Josie says, hey, team. So happy for Abbott Elementary winning comedy and Better Call Saul winning drama. We'll get there. On top of Odenkirk, yes, hashtag justice for Better Call Saul. Hate to say it, but my mom and I are so happy for the overrated multiverse movie and wouldn't mind if it won picture. Yeah, that was a 936. So, yeah. Got what you wanted, Josie. Good job. It was currently reading Charles Kingsley's The Water Babies. It's about a chimney sweep boy falling into a river, entering a world of water fairies and other creatures, teaching him life lessons. Written in 1863 as a satire of scientific studies of the time, a critique of child labor, Kingsley was an ordained priest, professor, historian, and activist. AJ, did you see Gay Fury by any chance in 1962, the animated Warner Brothers musical?
I don't believe so. What is that?
So it is a voice cast with Robert Goulet, Paul Frees, Judy Garland, and Chuck Jones had been under was mentioned to have an exclusive contract with Warner. Worked on this film as violation of his contract after UPA was picked up for distribution by Warner instead of Columbia. They discovered his work on the film and fired him, resulting in his MGM departure.
Damn.
When Garland was approached for doing the film, she suggested her friends and Wizard of Oz songwriters Harold Arlen and E.Y. Harburg provide the music and lyrics. Musette was only animated role for Garland. Josie mentioned watching Fury Vengeance.
Yeah.
And said, quite fun revisiting it. Yes, very true.
I love that he name dropped it because he told a story at one of the I think it was the Hollywood Reporter roundtable about a movie that he was filming, and it made him stop and wonder what he was doing with his life, and that's where he kind of took a break. And you can tell he didn't say the name, but you can tell he's describing Furry Vengeance.
Right. Brian says Chelsea Handler barely hosting. Hey, she did better than what's his face on the Globes. Well, Brian got 12 out of 21 for movies. Hi, Kevin Davis. Welcome back. Says everything is only going to win one Oscar, Best Supporting Actor in Motion Picture. I hope so, Kevin. I really do. I hope you're right. That'd be great. As a matter of fact, I wish that it would be 0, but Quan's not losing to anybody, so no matter what I want. Hi, Simplistic Grace. Welcome. I remember seeing you from a show recently. In all honesty, get rid of the host for the award shows. Get a guy over the intercom to intro the presenters. That's it.
Well, they tried that today, and apparently they didn't give a shit. Troy Coates have come out, who they know is deaf, and he's just like, no, let's keep talking over him. And it
Yep.
was
Yeah,
having to sign about, wow, how disrespectful you are. That they went, oh
yeah,
fuck, and they were still talking over him when he was trying to do it.
Yep.
yeah. Oh, and you said you didn't care for Gerard Carmichael, but remember, he is the one that said, "I didn't think I'd have to work so hard to get you all to shut the fuck up."
Yeah. Hey, overall, I wasn't a fan, but he had his moments. Just like I'm not a fan of Chelsea Handler at all, but she had her moments. So the grace, the thing about it is, honestly, that I feel like the best hosts are the ones who kind of like lay back, hit their spots, disappear, come back, hit their spots, disappear. They don't have to be prevalent through the entire show. Just keep the show rolling when necessary.
Yeah, I feel like Chelsea Handler had a really nice joke when she equated Lydia Tarr to Ellen.
Yeah, that was funny, but the Ellen fan in me was like, Josie says if someone were to upset Bassett at BAFTA, jumping that winner to the Oscar, who do you think it would or could be? As of now, I say Condon. She was robbed tonight. Yeah, Condon was definitely robbed tonight. Banshees in general was robbed tonight.
Yeah, I would. As of right now, I would say Condom for BAFTA. Yeah.
Josie's once again promoting One Piece, wanting presenters to dress up as their characters. As a joke, if the Academy nominated it for animated feature and adapted screenplay, mentioned that it's odd Banshees went home empty-handed. Josie, I don't want to think about that. I already hate this show enough in some ways. I don't want to think about disliking the show anymore. Brian says we got almost a month to our next two awards. The DGA and BAFTA. Yeah, we get to rest after next week. That'll be good. Top Hat says what a wacky race supporting actress is, and I'm all for it. Just as long as the right person wins in the end, Top Hat.
The only one that's not a race is supporting actor, because actor and actress are all over the fucking place too.
Mm-hmm.
I love that we've had two award shows so far, and Austin Butler, Colin Farrell, Brendan Fraser, Michelle Yeoh, and Blanchett all have a win right now.
Yep. All right, let's get into the award show because it's getting late. There's some interesting placements on this show. Weird ways to do things. I put some notes in here, so you'll find that funny. And apparently, even Seth Rogen brought up the fact of something that was very unique and bizarre. We'll get to that a little bit later. So, Best Actress Limited Series in a movie made for TV. Amanda Seyfried wins. She did show up, prolonging the prospect that the rumors going around that she's trying to shop a Thelma and Louise musical.
Fuck.
Yep.
Okay.
How do you?
That's what I saw this morning.
I don't want to say the word on air, so I'll just say, how do you do the catalyst scene for the plot in a musical? I don't want to see that in musical form.
Man, there's lots of things you can do, I guess. You have to tidy it up a little bit.
Part of me is wondering whether with some of these it was actually, they're not, whether the musical thing was said just for the sake of it, but part of me is wondering whether people actually snub the Globes.
Well, I know that there was a lot of people. I know Farrell and Gleason got Steve Carino, and that was the reason why they didn't show up tonight.
I think Curtis was the same way.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because wasn't Blanchett supposed to be in another country, and that's why she wasn't at the Globes?
She was, filming in the UK for whatever Apple series she was on, but she was happy enough to go out a week later.
Next, we went to foreign language film. Right now, AJ is the only one that doesn't have a point. That'll change because it changes right away because the Walrus movie, RRR, of course wins.
This is looking more and more like the Indian Academy have truly fucked themselves.
Maybe. Best Supporting Actor in a Drama Series, Giancarlo Esposito, Better Call Saul. Big three-way win for all of us. That's a good thing. And then Supporting Actress goes to your favorite drunk aunt, Jennifer Coolidge, White Lotus, which Ashley is the only one to get a point for.
Yeah.
I know we were going to mention this later, but I can't think about Giancarlo Esposito and Jennifer Coolidge on the stage together now without imagining what the fuck face Seth Rogen was pulling at the time. Just watching the whole thing go down.
I mean, because that was the introduction of the. Apparently, we've run short of time, so we're doing 2 awards at the same time.
We're going to do Tag Team Award Handing Out.com. And, you know, I didn't mind it because weirdly enough, they didn't talk over each other. They got equal amounts of time, and it just felt weird that they came up at the same time.
Yeah, Cheryl Lee Ralph and Henry Winkler actually went really well together.
Yeah. Speaking of absolute greatness, Paul Walterhauser wins again.
Yes.
Doesn't have his Golden Globe because Jeff Jarrett stole it. Jeff Jarrett stole it on Friday night on Rampage.
I mean, to be fair, he didn't even have his Critics' Choice. He just had like a fucking sub in a foil thing, didn't he?
It was Come on, it was a smash burger. I believe for Jamie Lee Curtis. Would that be correct?
Oh, yeah. Right, yeah. I remember the line now.
No wrestling references this time around, but I mean, like AJ said, he's like, dude just got famous. Like, one day he just fell onto an acting couch and started, like, telling him his dreams and everything like that. And the next thing you know, the next Kramer was born.
I do appreciate, though, that he made up for the fuck-up from last week. Or from Tuesday. Where he
forgetting Taron Egerton and Dennis
said
Lane.
Everybody in the cast, apart from Egerton and Lahane.
Yeah, because the only reason I really noticed was that during pretty much his whole speech, the camera was lingering on Taron Egerton, and he just never said his name.
Ashley's the only one that didn't pick Niecy Nash. So that's the only win for Dahmer and the only category for Dahmer all night long.
I probably should have called that one. It was only then that I realised that was the only nomination, but I'd already declared, so...
That's how we started picking up and trying to tie Ashley, because me and AJ were one behind at this point.
I don't know why the fuck I went completely against the dropout. I don't know what the fuck that was.
And then the Fonz won Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, even though none of us said it.
Yeah. That was one of those ones where that was a really good lineup, but I was really happy to lose that point too.
Same here.
Which is also funny because pretty much his whole performance in season 3 of Barry is a dramatic performance. He just happens to be in a comedy.
Oh.
And we were still not to stop Ashley's reign of terror, because all of us picked Cheryl Lee Ralph for Abbott Elementary for Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series.
It's so confusing to see her because she looks so much different than she does on the show. It's like, it's weird that it's the same person.
Just like at the Emmys, she did a hell of a speech again.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian confirmed Critics' Choice ended their voting 2 days ago. So yes, they could have easily lined up with the Globes.
Okay, Angela Bassett. We know what happened.
It's that fucking Hollywood
Oh,
Foreign Press
wow.
Association, maybe.
That's kind of. I don't mean the Angel Bassett thing. I just mean in general, ending your voting 2 days ago after the Globes. That's a little pathetic. Because it's. I'm starting to. Okay, because it was really weird. They lined up so much in TV,
Mm-hmm.
despite how much Owen benefited.
That's about all I benefited on were the predictions.
Critics' Choice. I gave you too much credit.
Brian, it's Critics' Choice.
Critics, yeah, exactly.
I know. I
And-
should have known.
And 9 times out of 10, you're looking at critics that are like, I picked this movie because this person's in it.
The majority of these people gave 5 stars to Avatar because the graphics were so amazing. They didn't give a shit about the story. They openly acknowledged it in their 5-star reviews. The story shit, but the visuals, 5 stars.
10 years ago, Critics' Choice was the first show of the season, wasn't it? I think that's the way it used to be.
Yeah, because it was the one that didn't matter.
I want to say they did.
The Globes.
Did they have TV back then? I
didn't
They
think
were
we had to deal
separate
with
ceremonies.
Yeah.
The television started up 2010, 2011.
Let's go back to
It
that.
was a separate ceremony that happened. The first television one was June the 20th, with the first movie one being in 95. So the one for that year would have been January the 14th, 2011. So no, they were like 6 months apart. I think they combined them probably 2019.
Recently?
Well, I'm trying to hang on.
They could have done so much better by doing 2 separate shows.
2015.
Granted, I'm positive I would have done even worse. But I mean, we never would have to worry about TV. This is Oscar season. We should not have to worry about television at all.
Yeah, if we didn't have TV, the scores tonight would be so low.
Mini Christmas. We'll get there. Don't worry. Something that wasn't so low was the really awesome See Her award put over from Kate Hudson and Janelle Monáe.
Yeah, hopefully.
Very inspiring.
Hopefully, enough people took note of that speech that they'll fucking nominate her finally.
I feel that she's going to be the surprise on Oscar morning that people are like, "Oh my god, I should have went with her," and I'll be like, "Hi, I'm Owen."
She's on the BAFTA list, right?
Yeah.
So hopefully she can make that and then propel herself there.
I know Glass Onion did decent for itself tonight, even though this governing body doesn't mean anything.
Then again, you normally get at least, well, 1, possibly 2 Brits.
You have 5,000 YouTube followers? You get to vote for the Critics' Choice Awards. We only have 2,000. You can't vote then. We have videos that are very elaborate, talking about each movie one by one.
Well,
we have 15-minute videos that are basically TikToks.
I'm so wrapped up in award season every time it happens. I almost wouldn't want to actually vote in one of the bodies because I'd feel like I was rigging it because I'm so used to watching it from a distance.
Dude, I vote for the Talk Film Society and the Gold Derby Film Awards because that's when I could vote for what I want, at least at the beginning. And then for when I don't care about gets in, I don't vote.
That's why That's why I don't vote for the publicly voted, Rising Star Award at BAFTA, because I feel like, is this me swaying the vote? Because I'm going to say what I want to
Oh,
win.
sure, Ashley. One vote to something that probably would have went the way it was going to go anyway is going to help.
Yeah, you just vote, and then you tell us who you voted for, and then we all go with the same.
And then we'll go for it, exactly.
We should always.
I'll tell you right now, I'm having fun with little, throwing out, little Hail Mary passes and everything like that. But when we get to Oscar Sunday, I'll be so serious, we're probably going to match most of the time. Like we always do.
we always say from now on we're gonna make Ashley go first for BAFTA Rising Star because he always gets it, and it's always one that seems like it's out of nowhere, and it's like we just need to copy Ashley from now on for Rising Star.
No, we just need to go back in video format and look at what Ashley's predictions for the Oscars were in August, and then we just be like, that doesn't make any sense. It does in January.
2016 was the wildest because he called Octavia Spencer for Hidden Figures and The Lobster and Screenplay in August, and those did not look like possibilities the whole year. The last
not that it's obviously going to harsh people's things considering what was already been said tonight, but who was the one who talked about supporting actress in August?
Oh, who did?
Was it both of us that put in Bassett?
Oh, I didn't have Bassett anywhere.
I've never said Bassett. Did you say Bassett?
I said Bassett in August.
Oh,
disappeared
shit.
out, and it came back in December.
Oh.
I'm that way with Monet.
Bearing in mind that was like before the film had come out, unlike in the other times where it was like something that like I'd already seen and stuff like that.
And I've been gung ho piano since day one too.
Yeah, how did? Because Glass Onion didn't screen until what, November or October? October or November?
Mm-hmm.
How did people know Monet was going to be the standout in Knives and Glass Onion so early?
I remember when we were getting ready to do a show. I think it was one of my Horror Nights days off because obviously we had to do a show that night. So I got up that morning and I remember looking through a bunch of things like the websites I normally go to try to get an idea of what's going on because I'm not paying attention. I'm too busy. But I'm starting to see Janelle Monáe's name pop up. I'm like, huh. You know what? Why don't I just throw this out as a wild card? It might be my number 5, but I mean, sure. Best Supporting Actress, Janelle Monáe, Glass Onion. Okay.
Yeah, because I
more people, and they picked up on it, and now it's a thing.
Yeah, because if people just kind of looked at it, they could, like if she were second credited to Craig, I could see people saying like, oh, she's probably going to be the Ana de Armas, and oh, this will probably be a really juicy role. Oh, I'll say her, but she's credited after Norton.
Mm-hmm.
So you wouldn't think that because I think she's leading in Glass Onion personally.
There's a reason to believe that.
But it's interesting that people like pegged her so early.
But I'm keeping her as supporting.
With like no information.
But I'm keeping her as supporting for personal reasons. We'll get there. Don't worry. The least said about this, the better. We all got a point for Best Supporting Actor.
By the way, in his defense, by the way, because I know some people were probably thinking, what the fuck is he talking about? You were probably muted at Owen, so you didn't hear Kihi Kwan say...
You're not wrong.
He said, this is so unexpected. I'm going to give him... what I'm going to say... Number one, he's probably still reeling from the fact that he was out of the spotlight for 25 years. But what I took it to mean when he said that was... the whole experience of Everything Everywhere All at Once for him has been unexpected, is what he was talking about.
Then use your words properly. There's no world we live in that anyone is going to beat him. Even in the multiverse, which I don't want to be anywhere near, he has no competition.
Well, I also tend to wonder how much of an outlook actors and actresses tend to have on the race, because we know a lot of them follow it very closely, their agents follow it very closely and tell them. But then there's also cases like I love the dude. I really, really, really love Spike Lee.
Right.
And Black Klansman was my favorite movie of 2018.
I know.
And he wasn't just pissed that Green Book won. He was pissed that Black Klansman lost. And it's like, there was no universe Black Klansman was winning picture.
No.
But he like really had it in his mind that it would. And so it's like I'm wondering who really follows the races and who doesn't. I mean, obviously Ki Kwan would know by now. He's already won like 50 awards. But once again, if you're coming back into the industry after so long, you might think like if I can imagine being paranoid enough to say, okay, sooner or later this is going to end abruptly, and it could be something like that, where if you're not used to the success, you might think like any minute now it's abruptly going to end, and somebody else is going to take it from you. It's like it's kind of the imposter syndrome kind of thing, where it's like if I was out of the business for 25 years and people seem to forget who I was, I would probably feel that way if I came back. I think Brendan Fraser recently has talked about the same thing. But yeah, but that's the way I took that. I just don't want people to give him too much shit for saying that.
So here's the fun part. Then we got and the winners were also. Can you tell me, just for a moment, how they decide what gets put on TV and what doesn't? Is there a TV bias? Because that's the only thing that makes any sense.
It seemed to be most of a TV bias because they only had one also awarded tonight for television, where there was two or three for film.
Oh no.
I've got
no, sir. We're going there because I have a list of things.
I've got another question. Why was actress in a drama series the only category that got clips? That seemed a bit random.
So I said, apparently these don't mean shite, even though they matter more than the useless TV awards. My words. Best original screenplay, less said the better. But on the bright side, they didn't get to say anything on TV, so that's all that matters. But nobody went with them because we all thought McDonough was going to win. Adapted. Polly? What?
From out of nowhere.
See, that makes even less sense with how much they love Glass Onion.
Yeah, I saw a conversation recently, and I'm confused. I lurked at my old stomping grounds of the IMDb forum that moved to another forum, and I saw the discussion on adapted screenplay.
Oh boy.
When we were doing this prediction video, I had said it felt like it's starting to look more and more like Glass Onion doesn't have competition. Because Women Talking keeps taking hits.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody seems convinced that Pauly is still the front runner in adapted screenplay based solely on narrative.
No.
I'm having flashbacks to Greta Gerwig and Taika Waititi. Remember when it seemed like Greta was all but certain to win adapted for Little Women?
Yep.
And that's when Jojo Rabbit won?
I do remember that.
I'm getting the exact same vibes.
Well, the $1 million question we still can't answer. And apparently tomorrow we're going to have to because we're behind the 8 ball. Where's Women Talking in all this?
Well, last time I said, let's wait and see what BAFTA says, until I believe it was Josie reminded us, none of the fucking actresses they're already out of BAFTA. They didn't make the shortlist.
Yeah. Right.
That's. I don't know. It got in SAG Ensemble, right?
In terms of long list for BAFTA, it's in for director, supporting actor, so again possibly living up to that trend, adapted screenplay, and original score.
So again, Wishaw's the only one that got in. Okay.
It's in.
I don't think anybody. Compared to our other videos, I don't think many people are going to see this one.
Probably.
You say that. Well, you had like 10 viewers just now, so apparently people like the post-show content.
All right, I'll probably mention
Let's
this.
see how angry I get, I guess.
I'll mention this. Tomorrow we're doing Oscar predictions, right?
Thanks to you seeing The Whale and not until Tuesday, yes.
Yeah. One thing I want to make certain, I'll mention this again tomorrow too, but I just want to put it out there because I mentioned this in the last prediction video, and I've been seeing it happen after the BAFTA shortlist came out. People complaining how bad it looks that a movie called Women Talking, the only person with real buzz now is the guy that's in it. And it's like, oh, it's the guy from Women Talking, how tone deaf or whatever. Supporting actress is a significantly harder category to get into this year than supporting actor is. That's why we keep seeing Ben Whishaw and we're not seeing the others. That's all that it is. There's no fucking.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
If you're watching the goddamn thing, that is very clear. Supporting actress is much more of a stat category than supporting actor. That's why. That's it.
And don't worry, Wishaw's probably not getting in anyway, so it doesn't matter. Everybody wins.
He's got an uphill battle, though.
Yeah, he does.
It scares me. Though I know I specifically said we're not doing predictions until SAG comes out. And I'm getting my wish, but I'm still scared that we always do them before BAFTA because BAFTA always changes something. And yeah, BAFTA is going to be what makes or breaks Women Talking, I think. Because Women Talking made SAG, but it missed PGA, didn't it? I don't know where the hell the paper was.
PGA in front of me. I don't have time.
Yes, I have PGA scribbled in front of me.
Yeah, with PGA, the Whale made it in, which was seen as a surprise.
Which is also really good news for Fraser.
Yeah, because I think the PGA lineup is about. I think you were probably correct. I think it's at this point. I think there's one movie that's not gonna make it. Sorry, comic book fans, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I think.
Then it gets replaced by something from Germany, and then AJ gets what he wants.
I'm with you. Pretty much exactly. The only thing holding me back is Glass Onion not getting into SAG Ensemble when that seemed like a given is scaring me. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what we think.
Top Hat says pretty much all the technicals were handed out during the red carpet. Yeah. Well, again, I'm worried about the televised show. Top Hat says 3 Billboards versus Get Out right down to McDonough again. They could just give it to Polly for adapted because she won't get in for director. No, just give it to Ryan Johnson. Please. He needs it. Having not seen it yet, is Women Talking a heavy movie with its subject matter without spoilers? AJ, you're the only one of us that's seen it.
Yes. Yes, it is heavy subject matter.
It's all produced it. It's gonna be heavy because it seems like that all she likes to do for the past 6 years.
It's very disturbing subject matter, but all the subject matter is we don't really see anything. It's all mentioned in dialogue, but yeah.
To me, just watching the trailer, AJ, it looks like an extremely boring version of Doubt.
No, it's somebody beat me to the punch on this already, but
the 12 Angry Men.
Yeah, you could call it 12 Angry Women. It's more or less black and white. It's more or less one location, and it's these people talking together, trying to come to a unanimous decision.
Okay, so in that sense, it's very similar to God on Trial, the play from about a decade ago, where it was the Jewish people in one hut at the concentration camp putting God on trial, before eventually leading to the gas chamber and whatever. It seems like that sort of, philosophical, but
It means I'm gonna have to bring a bunch of soda and food to keep me awake.
It's not very. I think it's only like an hour 40. It's not very long.
Yeah, it was a TV movie over here. It wasn't actually a cinema thing, so.
I'll pair it with like something that's like fun loving or horror to try to clear the palate, so I can like.
Well, you like dialogue driven movies. That's what it is.
Okay.
Well, because it's basically I think it's a film version of a play anyway, so.
It's a book, but it could easily be a play if it's not already actually. But it's
Well,
definitely a book first.
well, it sounds like I'm going to get my wish because what it looks like without having any bookings, which they get their film bookings on Tuesday, so I'll know like late Tuesday evening. What might end up happening is Women Talking is going to go wide final week of January.
Why it goes wider? It like
As long as it comes to my theater and I can see it one time, I don't care. Because if it makes it in a picture, which I don't have that happening right now, I can say that I got it. I saw it theatrically.
yeah, we were talking about Wishaw, but it's got an uphill battle to get into everything except adapted screenplay. Anything else outside of that's going to be tough for it.
Murphy Boy asked, "Is the whale the front runner in adapted screenplay?" I don't see that being a thing at all.
I feel like the Whale only just recent. I never had any faith in the Whale even getting
No.
into adapted screenplay until the PGA nomination. So it's going to have a really late surge to win adapted screenplay. I
And
would
of
think.
And
course,
WGA has so many qualifiers and movies that are disqualified, so WGA may not even matter anyway in the long run. Kind of like the USC scripter.
Oh wait, were they just talking about WGA just now?
No, Smurfy Boy's
No.
talking about adapted screenplay in general.
I don't want it to be. I don't. I'm hoping it's not my bias because I love Glass Onion so much that I think it's the front runner to that. I hope that's not, fogging my perception.
I wouldn't think so. It's definitely. I mean, I really like the whale a lot, Smurfy Boy. You'll find out how much on Tuesday. But at the end of the day, I mean,
There's
adapted is just kind of there this year.
I mean, there's a possibility with WGA that Glass Onion beats Women Talking and pretty much, squashes that possibly of even, yeah, not even making the nominations, yet alone. Then again, the WGA nominations come out after the Oscar nominations, so that can't be swayed. So
Nope.
I know none of these people matter when
Nope.
it comes to industry voting, but there's so many people that don't like the whale.
You're right.
The Rotten Tomato score is very low, and I know quite a few people that do not think highly of the whale. It's only Fraser that they think highly of. So I'm very surprised to see that it had a comeback at SAG and PGA, which means it could potentially be an industry movie. But then again, the Guild faked us out a lot last year too, so it's hard to say.
All right, we move on categories. Best score. We thought we'd go against Hilder because there's 2 in there. Nope, wins for Tar. No points for anyone.
Tar, the movie that she scored and the movie that name drops her, of course.
God. Best song goes to the Walrus movie. Because I had to go with Gaga because I thought Top Gun was going to win. No.
At least we know that the inevitable performance of Not To is probably going to be the highlight of the Oscar ceremony for a lot of people.
Yeah, like that Jai-Ho thing. Jesus. Costume design. I put on this cut this promo the other night about superheroes and costumes. I was tired and sick and not thinking straight. Yeah, of course, Wakanda wins for costumes. No points for anybody.
No.
All right, now back to the important awards on television. Daniel Radcliffe. That's
Okay,
all I need to say. You're freaking welcome.
I had a realization later in the night, shortly after this happened. I put over The Survivor, the Barry Levinson movie, where Ben Foster plays the Holocaust survivor that was boxing while in a concentration camp.
Okay.
later on, after Daniel Radcliffe wins, it cuts to Ben Foster's table, and he's there, and he's like, smiling with whoever he's with. And then it occurs to me, what must be going through Ben Foster's head right now is that he played a Holocaust survivor, and he lost to a guy that was playing Weird Al.
Well,
Just like freaking nature intended, good sir.
a guy that was playing Weird Al.
Yes, in
Yeah.
quotes.
The multiverse
You know-
Weird Al.
I was digging all those shots of Weird Al looking really happy his movie did well.
Yeah.
One of my favorite, a lot of my favorite shots in Weird is Al being like sitting in his chair, just like being all calm and everything. I love the Dr. Demento stuff too. oh, we need that yesterday, Mr. Top Hat. We'll get there in a minute. Murphy boy, I'm going to gloss over your question for a second because I want to like mark out for this one. We need a Weird Al polka medley of the original song nominees. Dear God, make this happen. Why has Weird Al not been on an Oscar stage yet? I don't care how it happens. This is the chance, everyone. Murphy boy says, who gets the fifth spot in supporting actor? Quan Gleason, Keegan, and Dano. I don't have Keegan. I would say Pitt. I ain't giving up on it. Babylon is on shaky ground right now. I don't see where that's a thing. It missing PGA doesn't matter. It should have been in there.
It's confusing that it made it made SAG, but none of its actors got in individually, and it missed PGA. It's in a very confusing place.
I think Pitt would be the surprise for that's the surprise nomination for slot 5. And you know what? I've got the guts to go with that. And if I'm telling the truth, you'll find out tomorrow. And we are moving on. Best animated feature, The Shock of No One, Pinocchio. That's the first time I've seen some of those clips for anything.
I'd have thought they'd have got Jude to come out to do, best young actor. Not, he's a kid. Get him to do the kids' films. And then Del Toro goes, this isn't kids' films.
Oh, you mean like at the MTV Movie Awards where they get the hot young actor and actress and they're like, hey, present animated. Present foreign film.
Yeah, didn't I think in 2006 wasn't it Jaden Smith and Miguel Breslin that did animation?
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, Jude Hill got to do animated. They told Gabriel LaBelle to go fuck himself, I guess.
There was that. It
Not
comes
completely.
later on. It comes later on. But I love it when he gets up as if like, yeah, I've won. Oh, we're not giving up my thing. Okay. Oh.
I believe Owen might be vomiting. So
Model T death cough.
Oh.
Then I get what I want. Not always, but I get what I want. Michelle Pfeiffer, Gonzo. What did I get? I got my Lebowski reunion.
I love that that's literally what we said. Man, it should be John Good.
Could have found Steve Buscemi somewhere. That would have been great. It'd be John Turturro. He's promoting Severance. There you go. He's around. I was very happy. Great speech. Great introduction. Just an awesome piece of television. So shock of no one.
Shout out to his body double. 70
Yeah.
flipping movies.
And shout out to the Big Lebowski Anniversary Fathom event, which is coming out later this year. And you'll be able to ride Tron in a couple months at Magic Kingdom, even though you could get on a plane right now and fly to Shanghai and ride it there, but still.
I can't believe how fast time is going, because when I saw Lebowski in a theater, I hit up the was it the 20th anniversary 5 years ago?
Right.
Which feels like it was yesterday.
Well, best actor in a comedy series. Ashley's reign of terror is continuing. He's got the double. He hits the double digits. Well, Jeremy Allen White wins for The Bear. I'm the only one that said that.
I mean, the one episode I saw, he was really good in, but that whole it was after the Globes at voting finished thing is fucking.
Okay, if you knew that when we did the video, would you have gone Jeremy Allen White?
100%.
Exactly. Well, luckily, prom night didn't continue because the tag team, like, giving awards out ceased. Seth Rogen killed that dead. Made me laugh hysterically for the first time tonight. Hey, visibility win for Babylon with Gene Smart winning for Hacks.
That was pretty wild.
Because that
So,
had
yeah.
Also,
that had no callback.
Nope.
Also, big props to Christina Applegate for being there.
Yeah, tell me about it. I've seen where they film Hacks. It's on the Universal Hollywood backlot. So when you do the backlot tour, you see inside, if like the elephant doors open, you can see inside, see the set. And you can also see like parking spots.
Do they do a lifetime achievement for SAG?
Yeah, they usually do.
Sure.
Give it to Applegate.
I would have zero problems with that. Have Ed O'Neill do it. Yeah, have Ed O'Neill and Katie Seagal present her Lifetime Achievement Award. That'd be great. And of course, after all that, Best Comedy Series still went to Abbott Elementary.
Nice.
Ashley's reign of terror continues.
I'm still all about Barry, but Abbott Elementary is a great fucking show.
Let's see. Da 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 da. Top Hat says, "Poor Gabriel." Hey, don't feel that completely bad for him. We'll get there. Jaden Smith and Abigail Breslin did animated short. Cameron Diaz did animated feature. Yeah, that made sense. Have Princess Fiona do animated feature.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Kids Zone closed today officially at Universal Orlando Resort to make room for something new. So, no more Kids Zone. I just want to leave that there. So I put in all caps, these 5 also mean jack compared to the TV awards, which have to be broadcast. Cinematography went to Claudio Miranda for Top Gun. Ashley's reign of terror continues. Production design, I liked being wrong here. Babylon. I went the opposite corner. I went Elvis.
It wasn't for. I think it was when they were showing the picture nominees, and it was that shot where the camera's just panning across all the different sets going on at the same time, and I was like, yeah, it makes sense. It won production design.
Yeah, that's very production designy.
So AJ used the power of the positive thinking, I guess, for Paul Rogers' win for best editing. When me and Ashley went with Babylon.
Yeah.
Visual effects went to the overrated animated video game movie. I went Batman for spite. I don't care.
I tried to tell you, dude.
Ashley's reign of terror was not continuing because AJ caught up to him. They had a battle, ladies and gentlemen. Best hair and makeup. Surprisingly with Elvis.
Yes.
Colonel Tomhausen. Almost positive. That's the reason why.
I felt validated though, because I said I was only thinking of Butler and how they had to age him as he got bigger as he got older. I completely forgot about Tom Hanks and the fact he's buried in makeup the whole time. And sure enough, when they announced Elvis for best makeup, it was a picture of Butler. So I feel valid.
Best actor in a drama series, yes, Vindication, Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah.
But I'm sad because he didn't mention Mr. Show. Or David Cross, for that matter.
Yeah, Quentin Brunson did it for him at the Globes, so that's something.
That's fair. The battle continued. Zendaya wins for Best Actress in a Drama Series, to the shock of no one.
So I got a question about Zendaya.
Oh.
Is it regarding
I've never watched
Michi?
I've never watched.
What you're asking?
I've never watched an episode of Euphoria.
Yes.
However, based on the clip for Zendaya and based on the clip for Best Drama Series, I feel like Euphoria is just Zendaya crossing the street.
Like when George got the Frogger machine and he was trying to cross the street without getting hit by the trucks.
Or the scene in Bowfinger is what I was thinking.
I'll go
I mean,
Seinfeld before Bowfinger.
I'd say it shares some sort of similarity to Kids
Oh, that's interesting.
in style.
It's more drug filled than sex filled, though.
Well, there is sex though.
Yeah, but there's more drugs.
Yeah.
Kids
more,
have a lot of drugs in it too.
Yeah, but it had more sex than drugs.
and a lot more mental health sort of stuff as well. But that's because that needs to be more made aware of right now.
So somebody gave Larry Clark money to put on a fake name, go on HBO Max, and create Euphoria. All right.
And gives them
my bingo card for 2023.
Wait, Sam
right.
Levinson's a fake name?
Yes.
Hang on, I'm just seeing what else he's done. Oh, he's only in his 30s, so maybe.
Smurfy Boy says, how do you feel about them presenting two awards at the same time? Honestly, like I said before, it felt weird. It felt like Battle Bowl. But here's the weird thing. Everybody got equal amount of time and no one jumped over each other. It wasn't like a podcast, not like we're talking over each other here. I think it was done very respectful.
And it was weird at first, but then Henry Winkler and Shirley Ralph really made it work, I thought.
All hail Tag Team Award presenting.
Yeah, it's certainly not something I'd recommend, but
not always.
But since it was already done, it was like it wasn't as bad as it could have been.
Something I think that would work really well for the Spirits. Tag team in a tent. Let's go.
And also, it was only for the 3 supporting TV categories. So they didn't try and just do it for everything.
They could have, and I thought they were going to at a point.
That was significantly less embarrassing than the 2004 Oscar ceremony where they were giving them out in the crowd.
So, you want to talk about the next giant note I have on the actual paper itself? I like to refer to this as 8 awards not important enough to broadcast. Best movie made for TV. You know it. Weird. I get a point. 2 behind the Goliath. Animated series. Should have went with your gut. Harley Quinn.
Interesting enough, I never even considered Harley Quinn, to be honest with you.
I didn't think the critics would give a shit for it.
Well, obviously we know that their opinion kind of doesn't matter, so there you go.
Well, Marvel and DC got wins.
Yeah. Foreign language series. Ashley, Rain continues. He gets up on AJ with Pachinko. Here's the thing that angers me, among a ton of other things. You broadcast all this unimportant TV garbage the people that are watching movies don't care about. You had one job whatsoever, and that is to present, even though posthumously, Norm Macdonald with an on-air award, and you failed.
Yeah, because when they had to do what was basically a Zoom show for 2020, I'm pretty sure Comedy Special was on air, wasn't it?
I believe so.
I think from what the only thing is I can remember from that is because most people were only stuck at home and could only see the stuff on streaming. It sort of made sense that be featured because people pay more attention to it.
We go into best talk show up next. John Oliver wins. Ashley goes up 2. This is a point that I did not mind losing. Ensemble went to Glass Onion.
It was kind of a win-win-win scenario with that category.
Yeah. I had 4 that could have won, and I would have been happy.
Yes, it was Glass Onion, The Fablemans, Banshees. What's the 4th? You would have
The
said.
Woman King.
Oh, yeah.
People don't really realize how much I really like that. But you're the first person to talk to me after I saw it. So you're the first.
Not only was I shocked, I'm still shocked that you love that movie.
Freaking good. Like I said, what people want me to think about Black Panther, and I can't. Except for Chadwick, he's fine. Speaking of not surprising wins, at least in my mind, best comedy went to Glass Onion, just like it should have.
I should have done it. I went with the movie I'm literally too afraid to watch instead of Glass Onion, the movie I've watched like 6 times.
Hey, Ashley, props to you for going with the Nick Cage movie. It's worthy of its induction in this category.
I mean, considering all the bloody scandal over Bros and everything, I can't wait until he says that all the critics hate it. You know, they're anti-gay, despite they're the ones that actually got it in here and were probably the biggest champions of it because the audiences never actually attended. And I don't even know if it's stuck on either in the iTunes purchases or even if it's available on streaming yet. Probably is.
I think it's out physically. Like it just came out physically, at least here.
Mm-hmm.
Before we finish, Smurfy Boy says, I feel the Oscars should do something like that, where the same presenters do both original and adapted, same presenters present both score and song.
I think sometimes they've done that.
That's happened a few times, at least. Especially score and song. I'm pretty sure that has happened. After they've done the 5 performances first. And we are moving on. Again, Ashley's reign of terror continues. Best young actor and actress, Gabriel Bell.
Would have really liked to have heard his speech.
That would have been nice, wouldn't it? Best drama series goes to Better Call Saul.
I love Peter Gould just flat out shouting, "We never win."
Great. Speaking of what AJ went with The Offer, me and Ashley went with The Dropout.
I don't know why. I don't know why I went against The Dropout both times. It was a dumbass call. I'll say that right now.
Wow, that's a really good segue, good sir. Speaking of dumbass calls, enjoy your point for Best Director.
Yeah, I told you. Yeah.
I mean, it's not dumbass. The dumbasses are the critics.
Yes. Because Spielberg, Prince Bythewood, McDonough, Lerman, Chazelle, and you know I hate him, but Todd Field.
And the weird exclusion altogether of Kaczynski, but whatever. I said I'm not a fan of the Daniels. I said I like everything everywhere all at once, but I don't love it. I fucking hate Swiss Army Man. But I liked the passion in their speech. I can say that. They seem like two like good dudes, and they're clearly bringing their own brand of creativity, even if it's not my thing. I've got to appreciate that just on a creative front. So
I feel better this season when I don't like something to just turn it off. Because it's better, because if I hear the wrong thing, it's going to give me more ammo. And it's better, like your parents always tell you, if you don't have anything nice, they don't say anything at all. So if I don't hear anything, I'll just ignore it. Once it ends, then I'll turn the volume back on and I'll enjoy the rest of the award show. Well, I was wrong. I was happy to be wrong here. Kind of. But you couldn't go wrong with 4 of these. Apparently, all of them are suitable if you talk to anybody that is in the know. But yeah, Best Actor went to Brendan Fraser for The Whale. And I love this performance. Don't get me wrong. And Fraser had a freaking-tastic speech. I'll tell you right now, I think Colin Farrell's got a huge uphill battle on his hands at this point. He's got BAFTA.
I was gonna say you got in my ear recently about the possibility of Farrell winning BAFTA, and I'm wondering about that. Yeah,
because if Bill Nye can win BAFTA, I don't think it's going to mean anything for the race, but I think that means that Fraser might have it. Because it's anyone's guess who's going to win SAG at this point. But if Farrell wins SAG and then Farrell wins BAFTA, then he ties it up.
Yeah, because people, I think people
there's another British guy that's going to win BAFTA.
I'm not on this mescal train.
No, not that one. The other one. The brother man Bill.
I already said that. Are you not listening?
I think he's emphasizing Bill Nye as a total BAFTA possibility.
That's what I've already said that.
You were saying Farrell.
No, I wasn't. He doesn't even.
Well, here's the thing about.
He doesn't hear what I say most of the time. We'll put it that way. Especially not there, because I 100% said all that, nothing but like 5 minutes ago.
I don't want to I don't know what even the word is, trivialize real life tragedies and real life terrible events. But the way we get wrapped up in an award season and real life tragedies and events start to become potential winning tactics, maybe not for the people themselves, but for the awards machine. And so you think about, oh man, if Austin Butler takes the stage tonight, he's got a hell of a speech on his hands with the Lisa Murray stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then we realize Fraser's always had a narrative coming into this, and we've been so overwhelmed by the Butler stuff lately, you almost tend to forget it until Fraser started crying the second they said his name, before he even got up.
Oh, yeah.
And you realize how much of a narrative he has, too.
Right.
And it's like you knew we were getting a monster speech as soon as that happened.
And I mean, yeah, just like I said before, it's just like Farrell could win BAFTA. Bill Nye could win BAFTA. But Bill Nye wins BAFTA, doesn't matter. It's just going to push the narrative closer to who Colin Farrell. Yeah, the battle between Brendan Fraser and Austin Butler. Or maybe Butler was a fluke, and it's going to be Farrell and Fraser. And Nye's going to win BAFTA, and then it's going to help him get that 5th slot, but that's about it.
I stress this many, many times, and you're probably sick of hearing it, but I'm telling you, Bill Nye is 4th. He is not 5th.
I mean,
but he's
in the 5. He's in the 5. I don't know where he is in the 5.
But the thing also is when you were saying that Bill Nye winning BAFTA wouldn't matter. I feel like for Bill Nye winning BAFTA, if he should, to matter, it would have to be the living would have to be on the level the father was.
And it's not.
Yeah, like if living was like roughly in the picture conversation, I would say BAFTA could get Bill Nye to go all the way, but with living probably being actor and adapted screenplay, and that's probably it.
If it even gets adapted screenplay.
I wonder if the way the US release was has like really shafted that.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to do top 10 lists and like end of the year stuff, having no idea where the fuck living is. And I hate that because I guarantee it'd probably be there.
Yeah, because it had like a wide. I thought it was going to be one of these. I can't even see Tar. It's supposed to be out. I'm supposed to be able to see it this week. No cinemas around me are showing it.
Yeah, my buddy in Australia
Living was on for about 5 weeks when I thought it might be on. I said to my dad that we had to see it week 1 because it looks like it's going. The second week it was only going to be sort of like evening showings, which are more expensive to go to. And then all of a sudden, for week 3, 4, and 5, it's solely just in the afternoon to cater to that market.
Right.
So it had legs that I didn't think it was going to have. Basically it was Les Mis or Greatest Showman. It shouldn't have been there for as long as it was, but it kept hanging on. Except in the case of Living, I like that.
We'll move on.
Go ahead.
Next time. You know what? I'm at the point now. I'm not even gonna say the word best. I'm just gonna say actress. But none of us got the point.
Yeah. Yeah, my whole theory went right out the window immediately.
Because the love fest of the overrated multiverse movie, it seemed like the narrative was there, but Kate Blanchett's a little bit more powerful. And now I feel like we may have a race on our hands finally. It's not the right race. This should be Michelle Williams. This should be Viola Davis. God, this should be Danielle Deadweiler.
Yes.
But no.
If Danielle wins SAG, that would really stir it up.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
I would.
If somebody other than the two wins SAG, you have to consider them for Academy because how much of SAG votes in the Academy.
I agree.
Because people will probably chime in and say, there's no way Deadweiler's winning SAG. I come immediately back to Viola Davis winning for Ma Rainey. That shit came out of nowhere.
And my response is, dude, you even seen Till?
Yeah.
She owns that movie, literally. And that's another movie I didn't think I was going to like that I absolutely loved.
Yeah, the way they handled that movie could have been such cliche Oscar bait.
It was.
So
the way they handled it was so smooth.
So not like Selma.
No, not even close.
Exactly.
So that's why it's not going to do anything because it's not the overrated Oscar bait.
Yeah, I'll say what Owen can't say if you want to like plug your ears for a second. I obviously I'm so grateful to Tar that I love Kate Blanchett again. Because around Carol and forward, I got really sick of Blanchett and her style, and everything felt so unnatural and actory, and it just put me off. No, Blue Jasmine did it, and then Carol like intensified it, and then Tar made me because I was already a big Blanchett fan before that. Because of Tar, I love Blanchett again, and I'm very happy to be back on that train. It's a very good feeling to love Kate Blanchett.
I
And
like the fact
Pinocchio's helping with that too.
you brought up all those other things of Blanchett's, but you didn't bring up Where'd You Go, Bernadette?
Yeah, that piece of shit.
'Cause that,
That was Linklater taking a day off, I guess.
Speaking of taking a day off, critics. I'd like to say I have a little friend that wants to visit you, but I don't have him handy. So I'm just going to leave it this way. I'm the only one that went with the Fablemans because I went with my heart instead of my head. AJ, you couldn't, and I know that.
Yeah.
And the critics saw Ashley overall 2 up on AJ and 3 up on me to overall get the most points.
hang on.
I counted everything. I'm not hanging on. I counted 100% TV and movies together just so I'd have everything. It took me 3 commercial breaks because I had to keep getting stopped. But I have AJ with 20, Ashley with 22, and me with 19.
I have Ashley with 21.
I have him with 22.
Oh.
I have 21.
You had 21 with Brendan Fraser. And then 22 was picture.
Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I only got 8 on film.
This is why I hate these stupid ass shows that have TV and movies because I hate having to break stuff apart.
Yeah,
it's difficult to keep track of.
Yeah, the here's the stuff you missed thing is a real pain in the ass.
This is not the last time we deal with TV.
No, because SAG and
Spirit Awards.
Spirit as well.
Because that makes sense.
Well, at least the Spirits only have like 3 categories for TV.
No,
which just makes me wonder why they do it at all, but whatever.
They expanded it. Oh, I didn't even note those nominations. That's good.
Smurfy Boy asked if Austin Butler doesn't win anything else, does that mean his Globe win was just because Fraser refused to show up? No. I think he earned it.
I hope not. Given that this is the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, they could be that petty. I hope they weren't.
It's hard to say because Elvis has had a really strong season, so it's really hard to differentiate.
And you want to go that way, you can say the same thing about Tom Cruise, but Top Gun Maverick has had a really strong season.
I find it confusing that when Tay hosts the event, they had to do it at an airport hangar. But then when we bring Chelsea in, then we move it to a hotel? What's that all about?
Just Tay Diggs not getting respect again.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake, people, respect Tay Diggs. It's so hard.
Start that hashtag for next season. I don't even want to think about it. We've been doing this for years. August is going to be... When it comes around the corner every year, we try to blindly predict the top 8. And then we go the whole season right before the Oscar nominations and try to predict everything. And tomorrow we're going to do just that. I'm so underconfident right now. But the thing about this is, nothing had happened tonight. Should have any bearing on the Oscars, except for the one word I like to throw that is a double-edged sword, and that's visibility.
Yeah, and speeches can sway people.
Yeah.
I feel like Brendan Fraser probably got a lot of love and a lot of votes tonight.
I think Janelle Monáe did too.
I hope so. I fucking hope so. Is that it?
Yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm trying to check my god awful math.
No, I'm trying to work out why I can't copy and paste the Spirit Awards in because it just wants to keep copying over something else. Fucking hell.
So clearly, I'm going to lose this season again. But I mean, I'm gonna come out swinging.
Our scores have been pretty close, haven't they?
I mean, I screwed the pooch on movies this time around, but I weirdly picked up on TV.
Yeah. Basically, from what I have in terms of running totals, AJ has 35, I have 32, Owen, you have 29. Bearing in mind, I think that's, bar you falling 1 point behind, that pretty much is the same. It's the same gap between me and AJ. It's still 3 points. You've just moved 1 point further back from where the globes were. So yeah, basically the critics basically keep you in the hunt, I would say.
I guess we'll see what happens. I just got to be really careful the rest of the season. Which leads us to tomorrow. Due to theatrical reasoning, I'll shoot with you, AJ. I can't watch The Whale till Tuesday. And he needs an opportunity to put The Whale in his personal lineups if he likes it enough.
We'll see.
I know AJ very well. I feel that he's going to take to The Whale. I could be wrong. I don't think I am. I guess we'll find out. He'll know what it means to see the scene that I can never unsee again. The beginning of the movie, sir. Get ready for it. So that brings us tomorrow. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. After I've had 4 hours to contemplate and change things at the very last minute when I've gone through everything tonight in 3 hours. We will present all categories, the 2023 Academy Awards. Now, this will be the end. This is what we're doing. We're going to predict every single category. And then Oscar nominations morning would have been a week later, but it's a day off, but still. Next Tuesday morning, me, Ashley, AJ, 3 separate videos chronicling our reactions to the nominations. And then I got a feeling I got to contact AJ on the phone, talk to him for a little bit while I do some walking. Or sleeping. We'll see. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, our prerequisite discussion about what's up, what's down. Not predicting anything, but what got screwed, what was a surprise, normal stuff. That's going to be fun. I think that coincides with another QA PMC week too, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
What I thought. I was afraid of. QA Pop the Question show is on Sunday. Movie club for a fistful of dynamite. That's going to be Monday.
Or Ducky
Yes,
Sucker, whichever one of the two main titles you want to go with.
Yeah, there you go. Toe Sucker is going to be there. Comedy for 2 is still comedy. AJ knows exactly what that means. I will not elaborate on that, not even on May 1st. Maybe on May 1st.
The thing is I don't think I do know what that means. It's just funny that you used it as an alternate title.
We'll talk off camera. Speaking of May 1st, for all of you that's been following the network for the last 10 years, not asking personal questions, if it's been covered on this channel, it's fair game. We're doing a special Pop the Question, which is themed towards Popcast Network. We're going to tell some stories. We're going to learn a little bit more about all of us and also some of our chat as well. The loyal members of our chat are going to be asking questions. I believe on that show, we're going to get chat's pick of them selecting an idea for a future movie club, and we would select the one we want to be that show. So lots coming up on the 10-year anniversary of Popcast Network on May 1st. So that's your show. And then the great thing about that is then we get a break. Because we don't have another award show to the middle of February.
I think we were planning to maybe the week after, what with all the
BAFTA
stuff and the movie club, discussing the guild stuff in one video together.
Yeah, once the official drop of WGA happens, we'll do a guilds video for recapping. Then we'll do a guilds video for predicting, 2 separate things. And then we've got BAFTA predictions. We've got SAG predictions, Barrett Awards predictions, and final Oscar predictions. And of course, each show will come with a recap, just like we do every single time. That's going to be your show, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for joining us tonight. Lively chat room for so late at night or early in the morning, depending on where you are. Tried to keep the coughing to a minimum as much as I could. Got pretty far until body said, nope, not going to do that. Oh, last bit of information. So every year we do the food thing. Ashley, what was your choice for Critics' Choice?
Just my chicken dinner. Nothing, by the time these ceremonies happen, everywhere but McDonald's is shut. So, and I don't want to just go there for every single one of them. I try and save it for, maybe when it's worth it. But which is basically when I do videos.
And AJ, what was your choice tonight?
I just like to keep it simple. I just did the Subway Club like always.
I went to Dairy Queen.
Nice.
Yeah, it was great.
That barbecue chicken thing that they have is incredible, actually. If they still drown them like they used to.
Chicken strip basket.
Mm-hmm.
Finally had the toast for the first time. Got me a Heath cookie dough blizzard. That was good on my throat. Had a nice can of Diet Dr. Pepper. It was a good meal. So
to me, it's just because Subway's the closest thing.
Oh, I had to get it delivered, of course, which means it cost me like $15 more, but screw it. It's an award show. We go all out in award shows, but I still won't pay for Red Lobster. That being said, Ashley can be found on Twitter at AshesMyNameUK.
Mm-hmm.
His content's coming soon. AJ, of course, cannot be found on social media, and just like Keith Richards, is not part of the reformation of the Rock and Roller Coaster when it reopens. And of course, cannot be killed by conventional weapons. And of course, he has tons of content coming out, television and movie related, so stay tuned for that. We will catch up eventually.
Yeah,
my thought process is February. We should be caught up completely.
Say not to drop any spoilers or anything, but the personal lineups video where we do our own nominees and winners on Tuesday, that's basically going to be your Banshees review. Pretty much. Because every aspect of it might or might not come up.
I can be found on Twitter at Sir Owen Disney. Updates on the channel at Popcast Network. Plenty of Voice of Liberty content. We're at the point now that I've got Dickens stuff, and I've also have not returned for Americana yet, so don't have any of that quite yet, but I will get it. Don't worry. Tons of sipping snacks, things that don't even exist anymore. Super excited to try a bunch of things. Know the existence of Dr. Pepper strawberry and cream, which Troy opened my eyes to. So I'm looking forward to that. Pitch Black is back. They've got a zero variant and also an energy drink type, so that's coming. Plenty of candy bars, plenty of energy drinks, plenty of sodas. So that's coming your way very soon. That's going to be your show today. Thanks, everyone in the live chat, for joining us. 5 minutes, 5 hours. We appreciate your patronage every single time here on Popcast Network. That being said, I want to thank you guys and girls out there for watching. Stream F about it. Get it higher above. Make water parks the band it deserves to be. And when intellectual property comes out, buy the hell out of it. That being said, I want to thank you guys and girls out there for watching. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all we got to say about that.